Hello, welcome back to more 2d6 Dungeon, down in level 4 of the dungeon. Since last time I have, again, I always want to say colored in, but not really using any color here. I've detailed the parts of the dungeon we've already seen. Now, the room number 18 says here, I noted it down last time, needs to be rolled still, because I ended it last time after rolling for the room, but then didn't continue. And if I remember correctly, the plan was to do that room, then look down here and maybe start looking for an exit to town. Not because we're in dire shape, actually quite the opposite at 61 or 50 HP, but because we have quite a bit of treasure and money, and we might be able to trade that in for something nice piece of equipment. I don't know if that's a waste or if you should just continue till it seems like you really need to return to town, but since we can do it once per floor, I think it can't hurt. Yeah, so another quick little thing, the whole setup changed a bit. My camera is no longer sticky taped to my desk lamp, so now I can bang on the table all that I want without having the frame or the camera shake around that much. I noticed in the videos that whenever I put down my hands on the desk, it got real shaky, and I thought that was kind of annoying, so I moved some things around. And that's probably also, or not probably, that's definitely also why you might notice the whole framing is a bit different. Also, I've switched to autofocus, which is working some of the time in hopes to make it easier, because earlier I was always doing it manually on the computer, had the focus down on the piece of paper here, and whenever I held something up to the camera I had to switch it around, and it also felt like it was kind of over the course of a video getting blurry again. I'm not sure what's up with that, but so now if I hold up a card to the camera here, it should be able to focus on it, as long as it's not too bright, too shiny. Yeah, that's another thing. I finally put the gods and herbs into sleeves and cut them out because I was getting annoyed with that. And also I am using a different light in hopes of having a little less glare. Now it's still going to be kinda shiny, but at least it's not those hard reflections. I'm using a bit more of a diffused softer light source. So now with all of that out of the way, I think it's time for some dungeon delving, and we are jumping right in, rolling on the normal level 4 rooms for room number 18. I just threw away my die there, and it's a 2 and a 4, which is a Grakada monument. Now, didn't we find that already, or was that on the last floor? These floors are starting to get a bit blurry. Does not look like we had it on this floor. So a Grakada monument, there is a mound of earth here, and sticking out of it you see the carved face of an old woman. This is a sacred place to Grakada. You may apply 2 different offerings correctly, each for 1 favor point. And it's got reinforced doors and is unique. Interesting, so haven't had that before. Maybe on these later floors it starts to get a bit easier to actually get favor, or at least you get more opportunities to do so. So offering times 2. Now it's set for 1 favor point each, so I'm assuming we can't offer any of the more advanced offerings. Get out Grakada's card here. And let's hope the autofocus likes me today. Yeah, so this is all about stone and earth, rocks. Yeah, so I'm not sure if we can offer the forged metal here or not, because it's not a one favor point offering. It's an advanced one. Let's see if we have any stone, earth, or rock. So I have the smooth pebbles. We can definitely get rid of those. Now sand or earth, I would be surprised. At least I don't remember. And we've got a pouch with charcoal actually. Yep. Seems good. Okay. So let's get rid of our smooth pebbles, which I think we've been carrying from level 1 at this point, or level 2 of the dungeon. Quite a while, definitely. And the charcoal. And just gain 2 favor points with Grakada. Like that. Which is a nice bit of progress there. Now we haven't gotten any favor with the second god here, with Intuneric, which I'll look for. Also likes coal, so could have used that. Okay, all sorts of dark things here. Ink, coal, black beetles, ebony, black feathers, and garnet. We do have a black feather, I think, so if we come across an opportunity, we can use that. But yeah, nice. I think our favor points are looking good so far. Now this has reinforced doors, as I said, so we will have to try and get through there. And let's definitely continue on a bit further, because there was no fighting here. We didn't lose any HP, so I'm going to go looking for an exit now. A 6x3 with, let's see here, no doors. Makes sense. I don't even know if I could have fit another room here, so that works out very nicely. This will be room number 19. So we've been to quite a few rooms on this level, but there were a lot of small ones as well. Literal small rooms, and also of the medium kind smaller ones, so they don't take up as much space. Let's roll. 3 and a 4. That is a wrecked space, which is not unique, has random exits, which we don't have to care about. 3 stone tombs have been smashed to pieces here. Chunks of stone litter the floor. You stumble through the room. Make a precision check. PC 8 with 2 tries, or lose 3 HP. And then interruptions and unexpected table 2 afterwards. In any case, I think that's if we pass or don't pass. So let's do the precision check. We have a precision of +2. I think 2 tries to roll at least a 6. We can just do that. I don't think we have anything to raise our precision anyways. Yeah, so that's a 9 already, so an 11 with our precision. No HP loss there. Not that we couldn't have afforded it, but so be it. Interruptions and unexpected 2. 3 and a 6. There is a stone ledge here in one corner. On it stands a small sculpture of a god. Roll on GOT1. You can make a correct offering for 1 favor point. There is only space for small items. Interesting. Okay. So GOT1. And that is a 3. So that's going to be a Meduva shrine, I suppose. Shrine to Meduva. Also didn't cross out the offerings here. And let's quickly check what Meduva likes. Oh, Meduva, that's the rot. So bone, ash, leather, teeth, fangs, wishbone, or emerald. Now we do have some emerald. Now again, it says here, make incorrect offering for 1 FP. Though actually, I'm just realizing, I think it says that every time. I just haven't really paid that much attention to it so far. Yeah, so I think actually we could have offered anything there. I think that's just the way the game words it. So I might have just overthought that then. So I think we could have offered anything to Grakada, and now here we can offer anything actually, but no large items, because it said that explicitly. Okay. Do we want to offer up one of our emeralds? Because I don't think we have any more leather left. Now, offering an emerald would give us 6 points with Meduva, which would ensure if we roll for favor that we actually get the favor. Let's have a little look if we have anything else, but I don't think so. Yeah, so the red tail, I'm guessing we could probably offer to the meat and blood god. I don't remember the name, always forget it, Muratane. But so to Meduva we might offer one of our low quality emeralds. Let's just do it. I won't check how much it's worth, because then I might rethink my decision, because I am a loot goblin after all. So let's get rid of that emerald, just not think about it, and gain those tasty favor points, which we have not used yet at all. So again, you can roll for favor anytime, and you have to roll lower than your favor with the gods. So now if we have 6, and you roll just 1d6, so if we have 6 points of favor with a god, we are guaranteed to get the favor. If you succeed, all your favor points go after that, and you have to start rebuilding them, and then you are granted a favor. And I think you can ask for different things, any of the gods, such as healing, or such as, I think, even opening a door for you or something like that. And you can get a bit creative with that. And if you roll for favor and get a negative roll, which would require you to roll pretty low and then have some modifiers on the roll, negative modifiers, then you also are granted the gift of that god you've rolled for. So for Meduva, the gift would be you can no longer be poisoned or infected, as you are now blessed, and that's a permanent gift. And I'm not sure if you can have all 6 gifts at eventually, or if you have to sort of pick one, and if you gain another gift, it'll remove the previous one. Actually, because we haven't looked at that yet at all, let's go through those quickly. So, no longer poisoned or infected. His gift, Nevasator, gives you his protection, +3 when rolling or on RFUT1, which I am not even sure what that is. In Tuneric, you can now see deeper into dark spaces, +1 to pouch, bag, and chest rolls, which seems great. So find more loot in the corner, or better loot in the corners and small cracks. Radakina, she hands you 3 seeds and touches your forehead. Each seed will restore you to full health. So you've basically been given 3 full heals there, which seems amazing, especially because they sound like just small items you can carry. And this focus is annoying me already. Muratane's gift, it reaches down and crosses your head with blood. The bloodied status no longer affects you, which I'm not sure if that's going to be more of a problem the lower we go, but for now it seems like you only really get the bloodied status if you start to collect offerings for her. So if you just don't, at the moment, if you just don't worry about offering to her, you'll never need her gift. But maybe later you gain bloodied status through different means. And Grakada's gift is she enchants one piece of armor, which I am really, I don't know, I think that could be cool, just sounds cool. So might try that in the future, but again, getting the gift only really works if we find some item that gets us a good negative modifier on the roll or a room in which you can get a little modifier on the roll. Okay, enough waffling on about the gods here. So, the shrine to Maduva, we have offered one of our precious emeralds and are now left in the dead end here. Oh, actually, I think I never rolled for that reinforced door. Whoops, let's see if that was even open in the first place. It sure wasn't. Locked at A5, let's try to pick it. Just without using a lockpick, because we have +2 precision. And that's a 6 plus a 2 precision, so that is nice. So we would have gone through there. Let's now go maybe through this wooden door here. Or the archway down here, what do we want to look at? Let's go through the wooden door, if it is open, which it is, and see what we find. A 4x5. Now I have to look here. So that's 4 in that direction and 5 in the upwards direction with 3 doors, which aren't 3 doors, which is actually just 1 door. So let's have that going upwards. And roll for the actual room, which is a 2 and a 1. Low roll there. Interesting. I don't think the rooms are in a particular order, but I might be wrong. So 2 and a 1 is a raided tomb. We've already had that, and that's unique. Also, the Grakada monument is unique. So let's reroll. 2 and a 3. Coffin dump is not unique and has wooden doors. So room number 20, the coffin dump. Now, what does that entail? This musty space is filled with wooden coffins. Some are smashed, all is silent. That seems familiar. Might have had that on a previous floor. You can search them, roll d6, on a 1 to 3 a Faraviata bursts free, and on a 4 to 6 you roll on some sarcophagus loot table. Sarcophagus loot table 1 plus 1, namely. Yeah, so I think we'll definitely do that, because either we'll get a fight to burn some of our HP, which the reason I want to use them before going to the town is I am thinking that we are probably going to go down to max when we enter town as the potion sort of wears off. At least that seems sensible to me. I don't know how magic potions work. I've never used one in real life. Yeah, so let's just roll. So that's a 4, which is the loot, so we didn't even have to fight. Roll on SLT 1 plus 1, which was that sarcophagus loot table. And plus 1 seems okay. I think we've had higher modifiers on that, but no matter if we just roll an 11, the plus 1 means we have a 12. Now I just looked at the 11 accidentally, but 11 would have been, there's a piece of well-preserved armor here, so you can actually find pieces of armor, wow. But the 12 we just rolled is as if fallen from the risen corpse, an amulet lies in the sarcophagus. Roll on MA1. Now, what is MA1? That's interesting. We've never had that. Magical amulet table. Wow, okay. I think we might be getting our first magic item. Magical amulet table 1. So we roll on there with no modifier. It's just a d6, but it's gonna be good either way because we don't have any of those, I think. I know, but I think it's gonna be good. Okay, so that's an amulet of fire resistance. Sounds really good. Although we've never encountered fire so far. So is that a piece of armor? I don't think so, right? It's probably just a small item. I'll note it maybe down here. Amulet of fire resistance. And the other ones that could have been are ice resistance or poison resistance. So I think they're equally interesting, all of them. Let's have a quick look if I can find what that does. So I'm just gonna have a quick look into the magic items table, and if it is there, I'll just keep going, otherwise I'll cut. Yeah, so Amulet of Fire Resistance, attacks and interrupts that use the word fire, in all caps, do not affect you. And it's got, so some items have a certain number of charges, but the amulet is permanent while in your possession and has a value of 150 gold coins. So we could sell it for 75, but I think we won't. Okay, so I've noted it down here. So attacks or interrupts containing the word fire, and it's written in caps, but I don't know if that's important. Don't affect us. And I've also just looked as like an example. I think that would mean that the firebomb from the apothecary, there the focus goes, just wouldn't do any damage to us because it says don't affect you. And I'm guessing some interrupts have a fire in their name as well. Okay, so that's super cool. Definitely very lucky on the rolling the 11 there. And I think that's the whole room. So we just found a coffin, found a magic amulet, and that's it. And we'll just continue. See if the door is unlocked. It is. See what kind of room we find. 2 by 3. Now I'm trying to, and let's roll for doors immediately. 2 doors. I'm trying to make my way up to the edge here. Edge of the map. So we can start looking for an exit. And have that going like that. Although that'll only lead towards a corridor. Kind of annoying how that worked out size-wise. So that is room 21. Let's roll on the rooms table. 5 and 8, 2. I'll have to scroll. And that is another flooded space. Though that is unique. But that must have been on the last floor as well. Am I rolling on the level 4 table? Yeah. Okay, so the level 3 and level 4 table just have a lot of common rooms apparently. So, flooded space. Unique. Has reinforced doors again. And the corner of this room is flooded and appears quite deep. An undead is floating in the water. Okay, actually that now doesn't sound as familiar. So I think we've had a flooded space before, but just nothing much happened in there if I remember. I'm not sure. Your presence stirs the creature. Roll on L4UN and face the undead climbing out of the pool. So L4UN is the undead table for level 4, who'd have thought. And I think that has some pretty nasty things on it probably. So let's roll a d6. A4, which is a mummy. Could have been worse. Now the mummy has 15 HP, I believe. Like that. I'll quickly get out the mummy's card here, if I can do so in a timely manner. Which doesn't seem to be the case at the moment. I think it's a level 2 enemy, right? Or even level 3. It is level 3. So, mummy, 15 HP. Put that to the side slightly so we can see the HP. And it's got Savage Bash, Body Barrel, Senseless Body, 1s and 6s. So our Sharp Pummel does 3 damage less, so both of our maneuvers do the same. And the Savage Bash from the mummy will be blocked by our leather bracers, and the Body Barrel won't be blocked by anything. Seems doable. Let's just start the fight and attack. It's a 4 and a 5. We can definitely get up to the Sharp Pummel, and since both do the same, don't really have to think about that anymore. D6 plus 7. That's quite a low roll, so only 8 damage. But it's at least taking the mummy down more than halfway. I think I should use the other pen here. Okay, let's have the mummy attack us. 5 and a 2. It's got 2 shift, so it can't get that Savage Bash, but it will be able to do the Body Barrel. And actually our leather bracers protect against that as well, I just noticed. Yeah, so that'll be D6 minus 3, which is nothing. Round 2, let's attack. 2 and a 3. Let's just switch those around to a 3 and a 2. Now I just noticed, I think I did that completely wrong because I didn't look at the mummy's interrupt. I did look, but I didn't consider them when doing damage. So it has 3 more HP actually, because we rolled a 1 and I did 8 damage to the mummy, but it should only have been 5. So not as well off as I thought. Why am I rolling? I need to roll for damage. So D6 plus 4, this time for real. So that's 8 damage. Just double checking. Yeah, that's 8 damage. And the mummy has 2 left, which makes sense because we did 8 and then 5 and then 8. Okay. Sorry for all the confusion then. Mummy attacks with a 3 and a 1. Can't do the Body Barrel, can't do the Savage Bash, so lucky us. Double 2, which will be a 3 and a 2, which will be D6 plus 4, which kills the mummy. Easy fight. 90 XP for us, putting us at 2464. Almost halfway to level 6, I think. And roll on Body Search Table 2. I like the sound of that. Let's do that. No modifier. 7, so average. Strapped to the thigh of the creature in a leather holster are 2 throwing knives, and there is also a pouch with 3d6 gold coins. Let's definitely have the pouch. And I've gotten exactly that before. We've got the 2 throwing knives here. So I think we could really start just throwing those. Who'd have thought? But actually using them. If we keep getting throwing knives here. And we've also got that throwing dart, but it just never seems sensible to use because it only does 2 damage. I don't know when I'll be using that. That's that body search. No, we also get 3d6 gold coins, right? Right. Don't know what's up today that I'm so confused, but that's a nice roll. 16 gold coins. Yeah, 16. Great stuff. Yeah, so that room was a definite win, I'd say, for us. Now, do we just try heading to town now? I mean, we need to find a room on the edge of the dungeon first. Let's see here. I think I'll just go upstairs, no, upwards, and roll and see if I can find a long corridor along the edge there. Yeah, so a 5x2, which will be sized down to a 1x5. Let's actually roll for doors, which is 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a door. So give the corridor like a slanted shape there. And let's roll for the exits. So we've got 5 tries. Or do we roll on the rooms table now? I don't think so, because it turned into a corridor, right? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll look that up again sometime, but for now let's just treat it as a corridor and roll from left to right. Not an exit, that's an exit. So again, on a 6, you roll for every square, and on a 6 you find an exit shaft on that square or adjacent to that square. Let's use that to get back to town so we can load off some of that treasure we've got here. Yeah, so I've had a quick look here and I think I have a plan. I want to sell my padded tunic and hopefully get a better piece of armor to replace that. And also I might look at if we want to apply that rune, though I'm not sure yet. I have to see if our gold is enough for that, because we do want to buy the replacement for the padded tunic, and that's not going to be cheap. So again, I'm going to say that these treasure items just are worth the value in brackets. For armor, you halve the value, and I've looked, the padded tunic is worth or costs 10 gold coins. So we're getting 5 gold coins for the padded tunic. And then for the treasure and gems, I'm going to use the full value, because in the rules it doesn't really say how to sell the treasure. It says you can first establish what you want to sell and its value. Miscellaneous items, you use the miscellaneous items table, but that's things like glue, metal plates, leather straps, pouches, bottles, grappling hooks, rations. So nothing actually that would be one of these treasure items. So they are not included in there. And those miscellaneous items, if you sell them, you halve the value. Now gems retain their full value, which we know, but armor, scrolls, potions, and magic items are only worth half their purchase price. And then runes and magic affected armor, which we don't have. So again, it doesn't say here for the treasure, but since I think those treasure items are really just another way of finding money in the dungeon and are only made to be sold, I don't see the point in them in halving the value. I'm pretty sure the value they say is just what you find. Now that if that's not true, that's a huge difference, obviously, because we're getting double the money for them in that case. But since I've done it that way, up until now, and I reread the rules and couldn't find anything, I'm just going to stick with it. I might speed this up, but I wanted to have a quick look together what the gems are worth, because we haven't really looked at those. But so the gem value goes from 2 gold for a low quality pearl up to 100 gold for a high quality diamond. So pearls, low quality 2, mid 4 and high 10 gold coins each. So with our medium or mid quality pearls, which we have 12 of, we're going to be getting 48 because each one is 4. And then also those medium quality garnets are worth 16 gold coins each. And the medium quality, low quality rubies and emeralds are worth 10 and 12 each. I have tallied up all the items we've sold, all the gems and so on. Now I also realized we offered one of our low quality emeralds earlier, and I didn't know how much it was worth, so turns out that was 12 gold, so we offered a gem worth 12 gold there. I think that's fine, considering we've had a total haul just in treasure items of 274 gold and 84 silver, and also 116 in cash and another 128 silver. But so now comes the scary part, which is market bartering. So we roll our 2d6, add our adventure level and deduct our precision. So we have a +5 -2, so a +3 to the roll. So if we roll really bad, we can lose a lot of our sell value here. But that's rather good, I think. So +5 -2 will be a 13. You did well and stood strong on a couple of deals. You add 10% of the sell price of the loot, rounded up. And look at that. So we have 417 gold coins, 224 silver, which is another 22 gold. Now that is definitely more than I thought, because I just underestimated how much those gems are worth. So I think we have some shopping to do. Now we could even replace more than one of our armor pieces. We can't sell the old one then, but we can put it into our loot lockup, which we have on the back here as well, which at the moment we only have metal tools in, and then sell it the next time or something like that. Yeah, so I've decided what to buy, and I think we're actually going to buy 2 pieces of armor and put one of our pieces of armor into storage for now. So I'm going to buy a scale jacket. And you might have noticed this area here. I changed this slightly because now we're getting into armor pieces that have more than one whole dice set. So the scale jacket has a 5 primary with a secondary 4. And then it also has a 2. Which will be a primary 1 as well. So that means we are now protected against primary 2s, 3s, 6s and 5s. And the scale jacket has a damage reduction of 3. So the scale jacket costs us a whopping 200 gold coins. But that means we still have 217 left. And that's why I was originally just planning on buying 1 piece of armor, but I think now we could buy another one happily. So I'm not going to buy a second scale jacket. That does not make any sense. So the only thing we can buy is something cheaper, because the scale jacket costs 200 and the next more expensive piece of armor costs 280. Now we could have actually bought an even better even more expensive piece of armor, but I don't see the point in that. The ones with 3 damage reduction range from 95 gold to 440 gold, and they all have just 1 whole die set and 1 primary die. I think that might be to do with how often those dies actually come up in enemy maneuvers, but I'm not too sure why the price range is so high if they all do the same damage reduction. I'm thinking we might, although it was very new, get rid of a helmet again and buy the Great Helm instead, which has a 4 and a 3 and then a primary 1. Now that does mean we are not protected against primary 3s, which have come up a bit. So I'm not too sure if this is dumb, and also that would double up on the secondary 3s here. But just the fact that it gives us that primary 4 and that primary 1, I think is good value. And it is the cheapest of the 3 damage reduction ones. Now I think that's partly because few enemies have a primary 1, at least I don't think we've seen that a lot. It only costs 95 gold, so we will be left at 122. Could really go all out and also buy new gauntlets instead of the leather bracers. We are shopping, we're rich right now, why not? And I'm not going to apply a rune. So now on almost every attack, at least I hope so, we will be taking 3 damage less. And we are now down to 2 gold coins, which means we made good use of our value there. And also means we wouldn't have been able to do that if we hadn't gotten that lucky bartering where we got the 27 gold coins on top. It still feels to me like we have a lot of money, but I don't know. There's enchantments to do and things that are very expensive. So this might just be sort of the switch to mid-game now, and then it'll take a while before the next big step up. That's our shopping done, at least for armor. I don't think we're buying magic scrolls or potions because we don't have any money left. Can buy rations again, a maximum of 3. Let's just do that because we have been running into more locked doors, and despite our lockpicks, we might use a ration now and again to wait in front of a door. So up to 10, those cost 10 silver coins each. Puts us at 194 silver. And we won't visit the engraver. We'll leave the Poet's Rebound rune here, I think. Yeah, let's just go to the tavern. Roll on the tavern exploits table. That is a low roll, but that's something different at least for once. Oh, and also I wanted to reset our HP down to 50. I don't know if you gotta do that or not, but I think it's thematic that the potions wear off. If you go to town and sleep and heal up to full, recover, that your potions would also wear off. So what's the 4 mean? The ale is flowing and you drink a little too much. You wake up with a hangover. Lose all silver coins and 2 HP before you re-enter the dungeon. Okay. Not great, so that's a value of 19 gold. Just drank it away. And we lose 2 HP. Okay. So because the tavern exploits table doesn't change with your adventurous level, there's not going to be huge HP loss there, because obviously they can't have us lose 10 HP, and if you're level 1 and roll that and you just instantly die because you drank too much. And now I think we can just go back. We could do the arm wrestling as well. I forgot that last time, so I don't think I will. That has been very rambly. I'll see if I can cut anything short there, but that was sort of my thought process in the town. And that will conclude this video. So the next time we are exiting or entering back through this exit shaft, I cross it out already, and then we'll go through that corridor to the left and see if we can't find a final room, which we will have to do quite soon because there's not much space left, and really this is probably already a few too many rooms on this floor. But yeah, we've just been looking for enemies. Yeah, so I'll see you then, and after that we're going down to level 5, which is a new chapter and also introduces some new rules, I do believe. So that's a bit of more exciting, yeah, variety to come. Until then, have a nice day.